and weeks and months when I would come home. Don't know what you thought I meant when I told you leave me alone. You're saying quit playing, I wouldn't put you through that like before. Beg me, oh baby, forgive and forget. But I've been keeping score. Ooh, I've been keeping score. I've been keeping score. Ooh, I've been keeping score.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the March Madness Phi Mu Alpha LCS tournament. My name is Fleeing Panda. My other casters are somewhere. I don't know really where. That's Menbung and that's Gerg7. But tonight we have the draft for March Madness, and I don't know about you guys, but I am so hyped for this. This is going to be a 3-week tournament with groups split into divisions. We're going to use our new draft system. We're going to use our new scheduling things. We have all sorts of fun stuff planned out for you guys as this kind of mid-season invitational sort of thing. So I hope you all are ready. Now, one of the things that we are going to do tonight is have our draft. In the draft, we have new captains for you. Those captains are, let's see here, Rich Matties, Jirachi. He has pick number 1. They have pick number 1, I should say. Eric Justcube, Guy Fieri. He's got pick 2. Labyrinth, he is also a Cabyrinth captain. Wow.
A Cabyrinth. I'm sorry. That's the best time to come in.
Yeah, that's Menbunk for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Tizia Boy, he's another captain. Juice Me Mommy, It's a Bison, Hillary Clinton, and Gert. That rounds out your captains. And these are all new captains. So we are 15 minutes out. Menbung, what are you excited for?
Man, I'm a person who loves drafting. I could probably do mock drafts of anything all day, any day. This is fun, actually having it come to fruition. Really, really great. By the way, Chad is worried that the rockets behind you are either coming from North Korea or they're going to eat your head because your panda hat.
That's a good thing to note. I'm actually streaming live from North Korea. These are the missiles headed for Donald Trump's White House. So shish, don't tell anybody.
Wait, what? No, we don't condone that. That's we for the betterment of this fraternity. No, okay. I've done some with I just finished up the last interview right before coming on here with one of the new players, and so I'm definitely really excited to see some of these new players and how they fit into whatever teams they're in, and if we have teams with multiple new members and how that goes together, and also just how these captains prioritize things in the draft.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be an interesting thing. We have a new point system that we're going to be implementing. Each team is capped at 10 points, and players are assigned a point value based on rank, pretty much. So some of your higher ELO guys who are not captains, they're going to be worth more points than some of the guys who are lowered. And that really creates a value system, in my opinion, for each tier, if you will. So some of the tiers, there's really hidden value to be had for each roster, and that's something we've tried to do with balancing, and I think it's worked out so well with mock drafts. Yay, there's Gerg7. What's up, Greg?
Hey, what up, what up?
Alright, so we are, again, 13 minutes out from the start of the draft. What are you most excited about for this mid-season March Madness?
Greg.
What?
We're full Phi Mu Alpha here, boys and girls.
Oh, and those of you
Uh,
asking how I'm doing this, no, I do not have a green screen behind me. But this webcam I did buy has a little feature that takes everything out behind. So if I move, you can see that there's things behind me like that panda.
I just broke my headset like 10 minutes ago. The
Wow.
wire snapped. It's not me using a backup
Walmart.
headset.
Walmart.
It's not me using a backup headset.
No, he was asking, what are you most looking forward to in the draft?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know. Just to see the teams, I guess. I don't know. I think it's gonna be cool to see the different orientations of teams and how the balancing turns out and stuff like that. We put a lot of work into trying to make this as balanced as possible, so I'm excited to see kind of how it turns out.
Yep. Or let's see if socialism actually does work when you put a cap on everybody. No.
So are we live until the draft now?
Oh yeah, we're definitely live right now.
Oh, okay.
We're again 12 minutes out. We have a countdown going on the stream right now, so you all can see that. We're also watching the missiles fire from North Korea at the United States of America. So yeah.
That is not what that should not be what we call this. We don't want to be like, well, America's screwed, because that's a lot of nukes.
Yay,
Actually,
there's just a
Well,
continuous
knowing
stream.
North Korea's technology, they're all probably falling somewhere in the Pacific, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
something
going to
like
use the bathroom. I will be right back.
All right, well, that's going to give us a nice segue as he goes and uses the John. We're going to talk about some other Johns, like John Christensen. It's a Bison, one of the captains on here. I did a interview with all the captains on here, as someone else has joined.
Nope.
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, hello. It's Tiz
Hey,
ya boy. What up?
Hey guys.
You know we're streaming, right?
No. I was told to join the channel with Greg.
Oh, well.
That's the chat with Meme Room for Memes.
Got it. Thank
Yep.
you guys.
Bye. Anyways,
All right.
as we were saying, we had sit-downs with all of the
all
new
the
players.
captains and some of the new players. Something that I want to go piggyback off of that you were talking about is how it has a value system. And I think it's more so when you ask most of these captains, it's not just a value system, it's a value system per position. Because everyone has looked at this draft board as if you can pull up the draft board here in just a second, just to pull it up to show the stream, that looking all across all of the tier 4 to tier 1s, the jungle pool and people who have put jungle as their main primary is slim. It's something that all of the captains have noted as maybe one of the more marquee choices coming out early in the first round of the draft, and it's going to definitely dictate how the rest of the draft unfolds. We're talking to John, and some of the people, they don't care about any certain play styles, for any of the teams that they're wanting to do, but a lot of different people were talking about how they're going to utilize the point system, if they're going to do 2 4s and 2 1s. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I had someone, which I won't say right now, thinking about doing a 4-3-2-1 plan.
Yes, that was something I saw as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. By numbers, you would say that sounds like a fairly balanced team, but it really depends upon the player in their value. So it's going to be really, really interesting as it comes forth. And we'll be talking about some of the interviews later on as we go, and when some of the new players get picked that have been interviewed.
Yeah, so again, those fill picks, I think, piggybacking off of that, also can play in the jungle. They're going to be so massive, and I expect most of the fill players to be gone really quickly. Another thing that became pretty apparent in mock drafts was that players are opting to choose a lower tiered player to get their pick of that lower tier, if they're kind of stuck with a one of the last, like, tier 3s, for example. They'll go instead of picking their tier 3 right away, they'll go straight down and go to the 2s to get their pick out of there. which is a very interesting strategy and probably one we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I've also heard some people talking about, or something I've thought of that I mentioned to one of the captains, is that if you see the way the draft is going, you can pick one of your tier 2s or tier 1s earlier because you're almost insured a tier 3 at that point. It just depends on how it works with the positions that are available.
I agree with you. If you're gonna pick your tier 3 or your tier 3 or tier 4, you might as well pick TSN because they shit on Cloud9 today and they're the best team in North America.
Yeah, exactly. So just exactly that, and CLG's probably not going to make the playoffs. But who's going to make the playoffs? 4 of these teams.
Clutch game. Oh yeah, 4 of these teams in our match. It's pretty exciting that we're doing 2 divisions. I think that'll be really fun. Panda, do you want to bring up the divisions on the stream maybe so people can see what they're looking like?
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds and we will figure this out.
If you wanna like do it on I have the roster sheet up, or if we can even just talk about it too. Either way, but
yeah, I think we did a lot of analytics on how to decide how to split up these teams per their captains, and what was the most balanced way going in to it. Yeah, exactly. So we ran our calculations, we ran it through our computer and through our numbers, and we decided that time zone was the best. So we have Team Gert, Team Clinton, Bison, and Juicy Mommy all on the same division, black division, and then the red division is going to be Jirachi, Chaboy, Guy Fieri, and Labyrinth. Basically, East Coast versus West Coast, if you will.
Like middle with West Coast. But yeah,
I took the M and I made it Wumbo, and so I made it West.
Yeah. So those are the divisions for you all. The draft order, we'll show you that now. The draft order here. We're not going to quit the countdown. The draft order is there. As soon as I resize this whole document, because it's stupid. And
all right, that giant 6-minute timer. Let me see it. Mad hype. Let's go. Look at all the people looking at that draft board. As you do see, we will have a snake order draft starting with
Jirachi.
They will be starting it off for us.
Have you guys discussed the Eric? You can drop into the captain's chat. But have you guys discussed the mystery skins giving away tonight?
Ooh, that is a good point. If we hit 30 viewers, we will give away a mystery skin.
It'll be
and for 30, every 40, person
50,
that subscribes to PMA LCS tonight, you'll be entered into the contest to win a mystery skin of those subscribers. So there's 2 separate pools.
Yes.
There's pools for the subscribers. So get out your Amazon Prime free subscriptions and subscribe to us if you want to be entered in that chance for win that mystery skin. And every 10 viewers from 30 onward is another entry. So 4 of them, you get it. You're right, Elliot. You do get it. No, I'm not saying that. Zorpox, I just subbed. We didn't see it.
Then you're the only one that subbed so far.
All current subscribers too. All active subscribers that tune in sometime tonight, whether you subscribe or not, will be entered.
Anyways, we are. Let's see how far out we are from this draft. We're 4 minutes away, so this is hui.
So one thing we wanted to let everybody know, we did have one small change in the draft, and all the captains know about that. Is it's gonna wane, has waxed and waned away. He will not be joining us for March Madness, but we do have the Elliot Saxman SaxQuest Russo that will be Urion will be joining us in his stead.
And that does increase 1 player into the jungle pool. So again, Elliot is probably going to get picked fairly early, I would expect. But yeah, it's disappointing to see it's going to wane, drop out. I was looking forward to seeing him play, but hopefully he'll be able to join in at a later date.
Yeah, I think for me, just looking at this draft and talking with some captains and stuff, once it gets to pick 4, that's our first chance to have everything just kind of go out of control. Depending on what Chaboy does, every pick after that has the potential to totally change the landscape of the draft. What are your guys' thoughts about that?
No, I totally agree with that. Usually it's right around there where we start seeing people really get creative, especially at the back end of the drafts. You're thinking It's a Bison, Gert, and Juice Me Mommy. They all have very different takes. I do not know who just... That was Zorbox. Subscribe. Twitch Prime, thank you very much for that subscription. I just acknowledged you.
Yep, there is a delay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When you're a two, so you feel unwanted. No, twos are definitely gonna feel wanted. Again, with the tier system, that's kind of how we just one of the ways we assign values to those 2s and 1s and 3s. Anybody that's not a 4, really, you have value, and it's gonna come to a point where a captain's really be like, okay, what can I get out of this? And yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the back end of the draft, I think Juice Me Mommy, It's a Bison, and Gert are all going to have some very interesting choices on if they go with 2 4s or a 4-3 and a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, I agree. So for y'all, if you had to choose a place in the draft, if you could be one captain based on their place in the draft, what would it be?
I think Jirachi right now is in a pretty strong position, especially with the first overall pick. They get their pick of really who do they want and want to work with, and there are some pretty strong players at the top of the board. But another strong position, I think, is It's a Bison or Gert or Juice Me Mommy at the end. Again, with that opportunity to get 2 tier 4 players is going to be something that's very, very valuable, I think. Yeah.
Did you guys call out James for subscribing?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I was not
Paying
present
attention.
for that. But so keep my remember all subscribers tonight entered to win a mystery skin if you just tune in and chat. That
Hey.
includes OP_TSM_fan, I suppose.
Yeah. Ooh, you're a moose.
Greg,
Just subscribed
agreed.
with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. All right, we're 1 minute away. I hope you guys are ready for this.
We're 30 bars.
Well, we are still missing Gert. We do not know where he is at the moment.
Find me Alpha time.
He's
OP.
MIA,
Yeah.
so he's the Menbong of the March Madness draft.
And that means he's gonna make what, 2nd place?
I mean,
Based on last split, then
showing up
yes.
late to the draft means you're gonna get 2nd place. Then yes.
It
He's
also
gonna get
means
2nd
you're going
place.
to draft some people that are maybe a bit higher up than others would draft them.
Yep, he's gonna have a team full. Let's go.
Sean, you are lagging like crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
Lagging.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, you just robot voice left and right. Anyways, we're still counting down. We're at 10 seconds. The rockets are
Okay,
already firing.
Gert is here, and looks like we're all ready to go too. Are we starting on time? Oh, is this it?
What?
Yo, really quick, we are at 29 viewers right now. 40 viewers, 1 mystery skin given away to anybody in chat. Tell your friends, put it on your Facebook page, put it on your province page, send it to your family, send it to Jad. I'm sure he has a Facebook page. Stalk him, send it to him. Send it to TSM members. I'm sure Sean knows all of their addresses. Get them in here. And all subscribers enter to win a mystery skin too. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yes, very
Alright.
fun night indeed. As we are making this draft screen bigger so we can all see it. Why does it have to be?
All right, are we
Google Sheet?
ready?
Stupid.
I have the first pick in the draft here.
Oh,
Let me know when you got it all set up, Panda.
yeah, we should be good.
All right, well, the first pick in the 2018 March Madness pick, Jirachi selects Violet Sociocat.
A Violet Sociocat. This is one of the premier shot callers in the FIMU Alpha LCS. Ali Violet Sociocat was the winner of 2 splits now. Certainly a very strong player to pick up. Menbug, what you got?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sean's gone.
Uh-oh.
Rip
Well,
Sean.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a very strong player, very strong shot caller, obviously has had success in the LCS currently. Can play mid or support very well, can also play other lanes, but, very strong mid and support player. So I think it's a very, very good pick, that first pick overall.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we are waiting on that next pick.
Eric is getting in right now. It's a shame that we lost Menbung, unfortunate.
Yeah, he'll show back up eventually. He usually does.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be a strong combination too. Even if Jirachi opts to use Battle Sociopath support, it's not taking away anything because that is a very strong bottom lane.
Yes.
But we do have the second pick, and with the second pick in the 2018 March Madness draft, Guy Fieri selects General Dill.
General Dill, yeah. Very, very versatile player. Probably the best overall player, I would say. He can do just about any lane and excel at it. It's interesting that Guy Fieri also a player that can fill a lot of different positions. So between him and General Dill, that gives Guy Fieri a lot of flexibility to fill out the rest of his roster. Either one of them could jungle. Either one of them could go top or support or ADC, really. It just gives him so much flexibility, and I'm really liking that pick right there for Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. As far as trying to utilize your first pick for what you can, General Dill can pretty much play anything and has a couple of champions in every role. So having that as your first pick overall is a great idea. You can flex it around, but it'll allow for your rest of your draft to be a little easier in that sense.
All right. As we wait our next pick in the draft, I got you, Hoagie.
Hoagie is on. Hoagie, I will update that for
I
you.
just changed it. I got you, Hoagie.
Hoagie's swapping roles mid-draft.
Mid-draft, yeah. I don't know what's going on
But,
here.
sweet. So we got the next pick right now.
Ooh.
So Labyrinth, 1898, with the third pick in the 2018 March Madness draft, selects Theatrix.
Theatrix. His, if I'm not mistaken, that's a big little relationship there. They're from the same chapter down in Florida, and I know they're pretty excited to play together. Both of them also play in the jungle. So, again, more jungle picks being taken off the board early. Theatrix, certainly one of our strongest players mechanically and game knowledge-wise. So, that is a very solid pick. I like it.
Yeah, Theatrix actually got Labby to join the league in the first place. And I think Labby has been one of those people that since he joined has been just an awesome addition to the group. I think he's going to be a great captain. And the combination right there is amazing. I think it's going to be that's going to be a fun team to be on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both Guy Fieri's team and Labyrinth's team, we could see a lot of troll things out of them. A lot of those guys like to have some fun with the way they play this game.
Sweet. So our next pick, with the fourth pick in the 2018 March Madness draft, it's your boy selects none other than Sivan.
Sivan, one of the premier mid laners of the PMA LCS, but if I'm not mistaken, he's wanting to play jungle now. So this is a jungler pick by Tizya Boy. I haven't seen Sivan play a whole lot of jungle, but I do know he's a very good mid laner. So you could put him in either spot, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I think he'll probably end up playing mid, just based on how the draft is. I know he ends up having mid as his primary thing. But yeah, again, he's a very, very good mid laner. Put up extremely good stats last split in his second split in the LCS, and even in his first one, put up great stats. Trying to branch out with that LeBlanc coming back. So good pick there for Justin.
Yeah. As we wait for Hillary Clinton's pick here, so far everybody's going for tier 4 players so far. We still have some pretty strong picks left on the board. Bear Jr. still available. Gurk 7, Menbunk, Panic at the Top Hat. The return of This Is Lugo. So there's some very strong picks left on the board.
Sweet, and we do have the next pick right now, and Hillary Clinton with the 5th pick in the 2018 March Madness Draft selects Gerg 7.
Gerg 7.
Fucking trash.
Yeah, there's your mid laner, our captain, our commissioner. He's not paying attention to the viewer count right now because it's 32 viewers.
We're on the way up.
On the way up, yes. Gerg 7, I think, is a very good pick right here. Certainly a player that makes everybody on his team play better. Playing on his team earlier in the first split, I can attest to that with the shot calling ability. And just the overall positivity is very good to have around. So,
I think we're gonna fucking lose every game. Oh, excuse me. Excuse my language. We are going to lose every. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be a lot of hype. It's gonna be a fun team.
yeah, Greg does sound like he's in an airplane right now, and that's because his mic broke.
My mic broke an hour ago.
Bold prediction: Jirachi's team wins.
On, I will fix this.
This is your captain speak. All right, we are waiting for Gert's pick right here, and this is where I think the draft is going to get a little bit entertaining. We have a lot of things that could happen at this time, and it looks like Sean's back finally.
Sorry, Comcast taker. Am I right? Let's go.
We have General Dill saying,
You guys hear me?
yes,
Is that better?
no.
You still sound like you're in an airplane, apparently.
I'll be right back.
If you can't fire me when I have Comcast, Will.
Anyways, we're waiting for the next pick as we go through a little bit of technical difficulties here. So, Sean, what are your thoughts on these first 5 picks, though, so far?
So far, I knew the first pick was gonna be Allie. Great pick for Rich if they decide to put her in the support role. It is a very, very strong duo lane. For Eric, General Dill is probably the best pick in the first round that anyone could have had outside of Allie, so going second makes a lot of sense. A lot of versatility in General Dill. Put him almost any lane that you want to for the most part. Definitely want him to have like on something that has a lot of ability to carry or make an impact. Labby picking up Theatrics to me makes it seem like he's going to be going mid lane. Which is a little bit interesting because Labby himself is generally a jungler, but we'll have to find out how that works out later. Chiboy picking Sivan, not a surprise there. They've been doing a lot. So, you know, feel bad if you just ban Diana and Vi out for Sivan. As the screen just gets extremely big. Hillary Clinton choosing Gerg 7 attests a lot to what Hillary Clinton was saying to me in the interview about they want someone who is going to have a positive attitude a lot, and a lot of people who are fun to play with, who enjoy winning, but also just want to like have a good time at the same time. We have our first pick of the draft saying 5 pink wards on the map at all times or I will cry.
Okay, we're going to go on to the next pick now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the 6th pick in the 2018 March Madness Draft, Gert selects Menbong.
Menbong, hey, there's another jungler pickup right here. So, unless you decide to go elsewhere, I don't know. But I would put Menbong in the jungle. I think you proved in the last split that your jungling is up there. Getting all the way to the finals, certainly. Menbun, not that's funny. The jungling though ability to get all the way to the finals was definitely something that cannot be discounted. So
Sweet.
good attitude.
Yep, I think that's a really, really bad pick by Gert. I was expecting Manbun to go in the second round, but that's neither here nor there.
I think it's a great pick. I think Sean has shown in the playoffs that he's a very strong jungler when he really wants to put his mind to it and put that carry pants on. I think he's someone that plays a lot of meta champions, has a good, great macro play, good shot calling, and I think it's a good pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now we have Juice Me Mommy on the clock. This is pick number 7 in the March Madness draft.
We got it going. So
Only here for the
pick
mystery.
number 7 in the draft, Sean, is going to be Bear Jr.
Ooh, Bear Jr.
Ooh, Bear was still up?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Somehow Bear has fallen down to the 7th pick, which I think is super surprising considering how strong he was throughout last season. Very much can play lots of different things. Yeah, I think that's very good value for Juice Me Mommy. And this sets up a unique opportunity where Juice Me Mommy might be able to get a second tier 4 player. Which is going to be really good if you ask me. I don't know.
That's a
Yeah,
good team.
I think Bear Jr. provides a lot of shot calling, a lot of pick potential, can carry from the support position if he puts some support. But it's another flex pick for Juice Me Mommy.
Yeah, and just so you know, the tier 4s that are still left on the board are Frontlash, Panic at the Top Hat, and this is Lugo, who is returning after his sabbatical away.
Yep, I did talk to him, and the main reason is because he's done moving and he has a better computer. So, this is Lugo. Actually, I believe wanted me to say this on stream. So, give me a second. Said, wait, where is it? Oh yeah.
Did you not find it?
I am the best shot caller in this league, guaranteed, and I only want to play with cool cats and not dumb dogs.
All right. Anyway, we have our next pick here.
The next pick in the draft is...
So with the 8th and final pick in the first round of the March Madness draft, Bison selects Frontlash.
Frontlash, one of your top laners who can also go into the jungle, and this is a pretty strong pick. Top lane is a lane that there's not a whole lot of carry potential out of right now, and I think he is one of the biggest carry potential just in the league in general, especially with Juice Me Daddy not playing this March Madness tournament. Frontlash is probably the best top laner available.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think he's going to be really, really effective up there. I think he plays, he plays some off-meta champions, but he plays them very well. And I think he can be a threat with that, and, he'll play whatever the team really needs. But yeah, I think that's a great pick for John. Going to be a real force to be reckoned with up there.
All right, and now we're into the second round of the draft. That means It's a Bison picks first this time. So It's a Bison has the opportunity right here to choose Panic at the Top Hat, or This is Lugo to go along with his team, or It's a Bison could choose to go with a tier 3 player at this opportunity, at this time.
So Bison has opted to go with Yurion.
I think that's the right pick here. Totally agree here. It allows him to get one of the top remaining junglers remaining, and all the people who didn't pick a jungler in the first half are kind of gonna be not that the jungler people who can play jungle in tier 2 and 3 afterwards. Ducky Milky Way has not been selected, has he?
Duck
Nope.
Milky Way is crossed off though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great pick too. I think that's a really good late addition to the draft, and I think that allows them to have a little more flexibility in the end. You have your three really good players there, and those remaining lanes are to be. There's a lot of people left in the tier 1 and tier 2 available.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to Juice Me Mommy, and again, Panic at the Top Hat. This is Lugo, still on the board. That would be a pretty dirty team with Juice Me Mommy and Bear Jr., either one of them. But he could also choose to go with Duck Milky Way or Fudgy Ditters or OP. Or I don't know how you say that name.
Juice Me Mommy is also kind of flexible themselves in that they can play top or ADC. So if he wants, he could try to get his mid laner here with Panic at the Top Hat. And have like a really good stable meta player in the mid lane, and Frank, who's been fairly good for the most part of last split as well. But But or if Juicy Mommy's not gonna play ADC, maybe you get your ADC here and we start seeing these tier 3s or tier 2s come off the board.
Yeah, could also go somebody like This Is Lugo as a flex pick. This Is Lugo could play in the jungle, could play ADC, could play lots of different things. Could even go mid. So that would also be a very good selection, I think, at this time. And we have the pick in yet, Greg?
Yep, the next pick for Juice Me Mommy is going to be Panic at the Top Hat.
I see. I think that's great.
That's a really strong team right there.
Yeah.
I think that is a good pick as well. You have your strong support there, and then your strong mid lane. Again, leaving the AD carry role. Jungle might be a little tough there, but leaving the AD carry role for the biggest pool left to the end, and I think it's a great pick.
And black screen on stream.
Yeah, I fixed it. I have hotkeys that I forgot about.
Those hotkeys are really freaking hot. That pick was so good, it sent shockwaves through the rest. No. All right.
Anyway, so Juice Me Mommy now is in a situation where they can only pick 2 tier 1 players for the rest of the draft, and there are some pretty good tier 1 players available. But we're gonna move on to Gert. It is his pick right now. He could select This Is Lugo and go with 2 mid laner or 2 tier 4s.
So with the next pick in the draft, we're going to re-advertise that any subscribers in chat tonight will be entered to win a mystery skin at the conclusion of stream. I've been writing down your names if you've been tuning in. You can use Amazon Prime. You get a free subscription to Twitch. You should check out below. And we just hit 40 viewers. So this is great timing. Just hit 40 viewers. So I will go ahead and do a mystery skin right now in chat.
Hell yeah.
Hey. Your mystery skins, yeah, about that. It
I
says
like how
39.
one person just left. They're like, "Oh, mystery skin." 39 viewers. Oh wait, hold on. I think I know what it was. Wait. Let's see if that works.
All right.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Everybody, you must type in chat at least one time to be entered right now for a mystery skin giveaway. You must say at least one thing. No spamming. If you spam, I will ban you from this channel. So help me. Fire.
Everyone spam Fire Piper.
Unless you are spamming hashtag Fire Piper.
Yeah. My ass.
Hashtag Fire Piper.
Hashtag Dan Piper.
Ban me daddy. Oh my god. Fire Greg. Murphy, you're gone. Blacklisted.
All right. I'm going to give it another minute here.
Moncast.
In the meantime, do you have our next pick?
We'll finish this first, and then I'll do
I'll elaborate as we do this. I think in Minbung, probably not the best choice there, but Gert did exactly what he needed to do. I would take This Is Lugo for the same reason you were saying Juice Me Mommy should. It's a fill position, can go mid or ADC at that point. If not, I think Fudgy Ditters, Rob, or Opie is probably the best way to go for Gert specifically.
Yeah, Opie wouldn't be a bad pick right here, considering that they have played together quite frequently. They might be getting sick of each other, but that is a bot lane that has played a lot of games together. Hey, subscriber. Sayato.
Hey, Austin.
The tier 1 sub. Thank you.
Well, okay, so
Tier 1 sub, but tier 4 in our hearts. Am I
I'm gonna
right?
do the giveaway. Are you ready?
And we're ready.
If you predict it, if one of you guys can predict who it is, I'll give you a mystery skin personally.
Okay, hold on. So,
You two.
who are you gonna predict? I'm gonna predict. Oh, War versus Ripped. Let's go. Bring
Hurry
it back.
up.
No.
Let's go.
Karut 328.
Panda.
Funky Sal.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
Oh,
here you are.
He's not even supposed to be here.
All I will make sure to get that to you after the stream. I've wrote it down.
I quit.
All right, we only have
Viewers, 6 more viewers, and we give away another one. 6
Yeah.
more viewers, and we
Just
give
go.
away
Adam's not even in this chat. Come on, guys, go get.
If
Go
there's
find
nothing
their
to
friends.
follow to the stream, I don't know what does. Am I right? All right.
Yeah,
Find your
exactly.
friends,
Keep
find
going.
your mom, whatever.
So I'm gonna go to the next pick. We ready here? So with Gert's next pick in the draft, he selects This Is Lugo.
Hey, there goes that last tier 4 player off the board. This is Lugo, can do a lot of different things. Watch out for that echo, though.
Oh yeah, Echo. So, great pick by Gert here. Can be played mid or ADC, maybe ADC Echo. Who knows?
Or jungle,
Pulls a C-Van
or top.
or jungle. Min Bungo support. Who knows? It's all crazy.
Yes. Anyways, that takes off the last tier 4 player from the draft board, meaning that Hillary Clinton, Tizia Boy, Labyrinth, Guy Fieri, and Jirachi have their choice now of the tier 3s.
All right. So I gotta fix the points. Okay. So the next pick in the draft, Hillary Clinton selects Fudgy Ditters.
That is, I think, probably the dream match made in heaven for Greg and Fudgy. They've been playing and doing a lot lately, and I think even recently, as of Friday, said, "Wow, wouldn't it be great if we got drafted together?" And then it was fantastic, and now they're drafted
We're
together.
gonna make out in game.
Yep.
Yep.
Cyricon incoming.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyways, this is a pretty good pick. Fudgy Ditters could go ADC or could go in the jungle. So at this point in time, I think you're trying to find, for those remaining teams that don't have a jungler, this is where you look at some of the maybe secondary role guys who could go in the jungle, and just kind of finding the best that you can get at this point.
If I was gonna analyze that team, I would say like 100% last place, but first place in fun.
Yeah, that's actually Hillary Clinton's idea. Yeah, that he wants to be people who don't tilt.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have a good time there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
And he picked Fudgy, so haha!
And Heimerdinger will be a flex between all 5 positions, so be
Yes.
ready.
At any given time.
Yep. All right. So with the next pick in the draft, wow, Super Bowl selects Opie.
Tizia Boy gets Opie.
Getting it.
Hey, one of the strongest remaining ADCs here. This is a very good pick by Tizia Boy. Still surprised Duck Milky Way is on the board, but Tizia Boy is a support, so probably doesn't see value in Duck Milky Way. But Opie and Tizia Boy gives them a fairly strong bot lane. Probably one of the stronger ones that are out there, to be honest with you. And then C-Van going wherever he's going to go. That's a pretty decent team so far. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I think if you have C-Van jungle, if your goal is to win, it's probably not the best idea. I think C-Van mid is such a it has to be the correct choice in my opinion.
Yep. As we're waiting the pick for Labyrinth 1898 and Theatrics.
And I have the pick right here, and it's going to be Rob.
Rob.
Ooh.
Hey, this is kind of looking like 9-inch torpedoes already. We have Theatrics and Rob together again. So, 2 guys that have won a split together, and they sometimes will not tilt each other because it's not Julio. Yeah, I'm liking this pick. Rob could go either support or mid lane, or even ADC. Plays a lot of Jhin, which is making the comeback right now with those changes from Rito. So yeah, this is starting to create some pretty good synergy here, which is interesting because Theatrics also I think wrote down jungle or mid, and Labyrinth could also jungle. So you have a little bit of flexibility here with Labyrinth, and where he puts people. Could put Rob at ADC, Theatrics in mid, and Labby could jungle himself, which would still be a pretty good team because Theatrics plays a dirty LeBlanc.
All
Yep.
right. You guys ready for the next one? So the next one is Guy Fieri's pick is Ducky Milky Way.
Duck Milky Way. Your pal Sal. This is a good time to remind you. Go check out Sal's game reviews at Weebly.com.
Oh, here we go.
Damn it.
Too slow. Hashtag too slow. All right. Anyway, nice. I think it's a good pick. That's a fun team.
I can tell you this. There is flex between all three of those players right there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Top jungle for Guy Fieri, ADC top jungle for General Dill, Ducky Milky Way, Phil on his own accord. So it's going to be interesting to see as we finally get back to the top of Rich, who has been waiting in the green room for it seems like an hour.
So I have the pick here, and it is Bad Instincts.
Whoa!
Interesting.
Jumping all the way down to tier 1.
Opting not to choose a tier 2 player and going straight for the ones is a very bold strategy. Oh, hey, Rob just subscribed. It's a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Rob Rod 15.
But wait, he's a tier 3.
No.
I have no life.
But that's a very interesting move by Jirachi, going with Bad Instincts. Must have found
And you have
that was gonna that might have been the place where Jirachi could also actually Jirachi has the next pick, so they could actually pick a tier 2 here as well. And if they're satisfied with either 3 that's available, oh, actually no.
No, but this is strange to me. It's not necessarily
I
the
get
pick,
it.
but the
Because Optic Gator Salad is guaranteed to be on Jirachi's team, they're picking what they want out of the 2s and the 1s.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted their pick right there.
This is actually a
the ones
really
like you
good
said.
strategy now that I
Right.
think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I think you could have done it. I think you could have done it on the 3rd pick, like this next upcoming pick.
Doesn't
That's
really
all.
matter either way, does it?
No, but now with that logic in mind, you pick who you want out of tier 2 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
pick who you want. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
I think.
And then because he automatically will get Optic at the end, because no other team can
Yeah.
get 3.
In which
And
case,
one.
I would be looking pretty long and hard at Ult Instincts Goku. You're needing a jungler for this team, and he might be the best available jungler at this time. You could also go Bear Senor, who could flex into the jungle, but I think Ult Instincts Goku might be the pick here if I'm Jirachi.
Yeah, I think Ult Instincts Goku is
You kind of
a
roboting
good
again.
pick. Oh no, that means my thing's about to cut out.
Bah. But yeah, Ult Instincts Goku, I think is gonna be the pick. Do we have the pick yet, Greg? Maybe.
Nope,
maybe
not yet.
Nope.
Am I a robot still?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we get some robots in chat? For Menbung, who is a robot.
So I gave Jirachi 30 seconds, so now there are 20 seconds left.
Ooh,
How's that?
That's better.
that's better.
Hey.
Hey,
So,
it's still a robot.
You guys were correct, and they picked, excuse me, Ultra Instinct Goku. That's not fair, man. I mean, well, he did lose to Jiren, so sucks to suck.
Yeah. Anyways,
Wait, no, he didn't. Shut the heck up! They're fighting right now.
You'll see. It's called prediction, Sean.
You must be
It's
making
called
a
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Super, actually.
7 deadly sins. Let's go.
Ball. I mean, that is a large chunk of 7
like
deadly
that,
sins
yeah.
right there with Violet
That's a
Sociocat.
fun team. That's a really strong team, actually.
Yeah, so I think in this case, with Optic, you are probably putting Violet Sociocat in the mid lane with Ult Instincts Goku in the jungle, and Bad
Yeah, with
Instincts
Optic
top.
Gator Salad being the last one.
Yeah, as a support main, I would put him out on a strong role. A very aggressive player, I have to say. I played a couple games with him.
With Optic.
Yeah, very aggressive pathing. and aggressive laning. So it's fun. It's a fun time.
So
Yeah, it is.
the next pick in the draft is for Guy Fieri, and it is Super Hoagie.
Super Ogie, hey, going with the tier 1s right here. I know that Guy Fieri has been super impressed by Super Hoagie's improvement as an ADC. So that is one thing that we are going to see a repeat of probably, is Duck Milky Way and Super Hoagie forming a duo in the bot lane. So that's a pretty good pick right there. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have a lot of versatility there. But if Super Hoagie were to go 80 carry, they have if they were to do the Sal Hoagie bottom lane again, that's an option they can go with. That's basically anyone can play any role there.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Plus, I also think Hoagie's pretty decent as a support. Again, just so much flexibility. As we wait for Labyrinth's pick here. Your one true love. Is that
Yeah,
Sal?
I think. Yeah, when we're looking at this, if you want to look at where they're probably gonna go, I think you go with someone like Biscuit Hat or Bear Senor. I think you want to get your support pick here.
If you're Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah.
Support would be a pretty good way to go. You could also opt for an ADC as well. But I also don't see anybody that really plays top lane in this team so far. So you might also target a top laner like Big Dick Jimmy.
Jimmy would be a great choice here. Although there is Kingston HyperX as well, who is one of our new players this year. And he was the last guy. He says he has an aggressive playstyle, but he's trying to fix his super aggressiveness, and he feels like he's pretty good at macro play. So maybe Labyrinth wants to kind of cultivate one of the new players into the league.
Yeah. Also could go with Will the Missile in the top lane. He has selected top lane as his main role for this March Madness.
So with the next pick in the draft, Labyrinth has selected Will the Missile.
Will the Missile. Great choice, Panda. Great on you.
Yeah, that is a great observation, and I think that says a lot about what Labby thinks about him as a player, because they were on the same team during the split. He was kind of an AD carry that had Bear as a support, and kind of got a lot of assistance, but still ended up putting in great numbers during the split, and then had that one subbing appearance in the playoffs and did really great on Misfortune, showing that he is an excellent AD carry. So that's a fun reunion there.
Yeah. So again, a little unsure of who's going where in that team. So it'll be interesting to see what their final pick is, as we were waiting for Tiz Your Boy. At this point in time, Tiz Your Boy, I think, has a support and a bot lane, and maybe a mid laner. So he's probably looking for a jungler or a top laner at this point in time. He still has Bear Senor is available, and I think for your best value, you might be looking at Bear Senor or Spoop maybe.
Yeah, that's one name that hasn't really been mentioned. Spooked has kind of come on as the darling child for most people when we started talking about drafts. For most people I know, they kind of hyped up Spooked a little bit. Bear Senor obviously still offers the ability to take jungle. It's got to be, in my opinion, one of those picks, unless you're looking at someone like Biscuit Hat in your tier 1s, or Sadistic, who is also rejoining the Find Me Alpha LCS.
I think there's a couple of other, I think even Jimmy is an option. With the top lane pool being what it is, I think there are other possibilities. You can go with Biscuit Hat is another one. If you're looking for someone to cover that, and Stitch Boy going with Uramoose.
Uramoose, another ADC. This is a bit interesting. I wonder what he's going to do with Opie then, with Uramoose.
I think Opie's going to be ADC, with Uramoose being the mid lane to Sivan's jungle.
Can we just call this team off-roll or something?
No, I think Uramoose is actually a really good player. Based on when he was playing last week, he doesn't play a lot of games, but he climbs well and plays well in the ones he does play. I think it's a good opportunity here to kind of flex around. I mean, Opie can play other stuff other than AD carry. I could see OP jungling. I could see OP doing top. Just they have a little bit of flexibility there. I think it's a good pick. I think he's a strong player, and trying to get your laners stronger, and that's where you're going with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how that team turns out. It's certainly not what I expected, so good on them for giving me a surprise. Ban the Vi. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, ban Vi, ban Diana.
Just 3-ban C-Van and see what it can do.
C-Van
You might as well ban the
banned.
Kog'Maw at that point too, just cause.
And the next pick in the draft, Hillary Clinton is selecting Kingston HyperX.
Hey.
Ooh, Kingston.
Interesting.
Legendary.
I'm kind of curious where he's gonna put Kingston, because Kingston is a top lane main, and so is Hillary Clinton. So, 2 top laners here. I think somebody's gonna end up in the jungle. Maybe Hillary Clinton's gonna jungle.
What if Hillary Clinton goes bot lane and plays Scion, and then Kingston HyperX goes top lane and plays Ornn?
Scion reunion.
and freaking, why am I not a mod? I don't know, Rob.
Because we
Alright,
don't
so
want
the
you to
next
be a mod.
pick in the draft for Gert is Jabberman Kurtz.
Hey, I love this pick right here. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is a pretty good pick. Jabberman Kurtz as an ADC.
Well, whether it's ADC or top, you get someone like Jabberman Kurtz right there. By the way, fun note: this is Julio's little in real life.
Oh no.
Yeah. So hopefully he doesn't share the same feeding traits.
Or
I
trolling.
mean, not feeding, aggressively giving the other team kills. But he apparently has coached his collegiate team at Susquehanna University, where he is.
You're a robot
this
again.
guy.
Alright, anyway, we're gonna go to the next draft then, or the next pick. So Juice Me Mommy selecting Big Diach Jimmy.
Hey, that's a good pick. I think this kind of indicates that Juice Me Mommy is going to be playing AD carry, and that Big Dick Jimmy is going to be in the top lane. You have Bear Senior, who could jungle and Panic at the top hat in the mid lane. So this is so far shaping out to be a pretty good roster. Again, still a lot of picks available in the tier 2s, but if I'm not mistaken, Juice Me Mommy can only pick tier 1s right at this point. So I would expect somebody like Biscuit Hat for Juice Me Mommy to be available for him, as it's a Bison.
I think that's a good pick too, and I think Jimmy is a solid top laner. Plays a lot of tanks. Can play whatever you want, really, whatever you ask of him, especially if it's Talon. But yeah, I think those are pretty good 4 right there, as far as trying to get a good number 1.
Yeah, as it's a Bison's pick, and it's a Bison here can pick a 2 and a 1. So if it's a Bison, I have Yurion a jungler, Frontlash a top laner. It's a Bison is pretty much a flex at this point. Can play support, can play mid lane, can play ADC. So really, he can just pick whoever he thinks is the highest value left, and I think that's Bear Senior.
So Bison is going to select Spooked.
Ooh, ADC. Hey, maybe it's a Bison's gonna go mid lane here. Spooked is I think an underrated ADC, and this is gonna be his first time playing in the PMA LCS, so I'm very excited to see what he is gonna bring to the table.
Yeah, I think I think Spooked is actually a really good player. He had that one. We had that one tournament where he had the dream team draft because of the captains, but he actually played well in those games. I think he's a consistent AD carry. He plays again another person that plays a lot of meta stuff. Follows with plays the game frequently. So yeah, I think that's a good pick.
And so far, that team's actually shaping out to be pretty good. You definitely have strength on the top side of the map with Yurion and Frontlash. I know. Speak.
Anyway.
Yep.
Go on an extra pick. It is going to be for Juice Me Mommy. Or
It should
excuse
be
me,
It's a
another one for
Bison.
It's a Bison. Excuse me. Another one for It's a Bison is picking up Zorpox.
A Zorpox, mid support player here. I know he's been trying to learn Anivia, but I like this pick right here. Zorpox plays a lot of pokey / enchanter supports in the bot lane. It'll be interesting to see what It's a Bison chooses to do, what role they're gonna do, because I think that kind of determines where Zorpox ends up. Again, Zorpox could go mid, could go support, and so could It's a Bison. So it'll be, again, interesting to see. But I like that pick. That's a pretty good team right there.
So is that going to be for last time? Yuri on jungle. Is that Bison mid then?
It's either Bison or Zorpox mid. One of them is going to end up in support. I would put Zorpox at support. I think that's his best
that's what I
role.
imagine too. I know Bison plays a lot of mid laners. He loves Zoe. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
I've seen him play Lux before, so
Like
that's good.
Zoe,
That's a solid
yeah.
team.
that looks pretty solid. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, they're in the Black Division, which is basically a bunch of people in Missouri and Bison. So yeah, it'll be good. All right,
Juice Me Mommy. Selecting Sadistic.
They can't do that.
Why? They have 1 point left.
They have 2 points.
No, they have one. It was an error.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, we're good. So it's Sadistic.
Gotcha.
And now they are at 0. So there's that AD carry pick. So that would be. Wait a second. So is that? Oh, he's jungle then. So Sadistic is jungle. It's Jimmy top, Sadistic jungle. Frank mid, Sean AD carry, and Bear support. It's a good team. That's a really good team. I like that how that's rounding out. You have solid laners all over the place. Your 2 tier 4s are known great players. Both have excellent macro play.
Yeah, they're both very good shot callers in their own right, so they can bounce ideas off each other pretty easily. You could also see like Bear could also end up in the jungle or something else if he wants to switch things around there, as Sadistic could go ADC and Juice Me Mommy could run support, I guess. Juice Me Mommy is a very flexible player, so I see that being a pretty good team right there. A lot of things they can choose to do.
I agree. So Gert having a tier 1 pick here. Where do you think they're going to go? So let's see. I assume Gert goes support, Lugo mid, Sean jungle, Jabberman AD carry. Did they need a top laner? Maybe
Looking
they go
at
with
a top
Vince
laner.
Cat?
Yeah, this is a interesting situation that Gerd is finding himself in. Needing a top laner and not really having one on the board. You might instead opt for Jabberman to go top, and then maybe you put Lugo. Well, I think Gert could end up in the jungle here, which is maybe what happens. You put Menbung in the top, Lugo in the mid, Gert jungle, Jabberman at 80 carry, and then you pick somebody like Biscuit Hat here, or Juice Me Ashen for a support. That might be the best solution here, because putting Menbung in the top lane is probably one of your better top laners then, as a tier 4 player. And Menbung has crashed again.
So Gert with his next pick is selecting Juice Me Ashen.
Juice Me Ashen.
So is that
That's
Gert
support
top?
mid.
Maybe?
Oh, I'm kind of thinking Gert might go in the jungle here. Plays a lot of weird tanks in the jungle. Plays tanks really. So he can go either jungle or top. It's either or. But this is going to be an interesting team. I don't think we're going to know exactly how they're going to line up until we see their first game. Because there's a lot of interesting flex going on in that team.
Okay, so our next pick is going to be Bear Senor.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
This team is looking real solid right here. I'm
Yo,
loving it.
Let me just say, Bear Senor, a player that very, very underrated, extremely good player, has a great mechanics, awesome macro play, just an all-around very good league player. If that's a fudgy bear lane, that could be really dangerous. That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, instead of having Piper as his feed, he's gonna have Fudgy Ditters to look after.
feed equally, if not more.
Yeah.
It's me. They're gonna be playing. He's gonna be on my team, so we're naturally going to feed. That's just how it works when you're on a team of Craig. You just feed.
But yeah, that's a pretty good team right there. It'll be interesting to see who ends up in the jungle. Between Hillary Clinton and Kingston HyperX, I think between those two, somebody's ending up in the jungle. Again, it'll be curious. As we're gonna wait for Tizio Boy, he's got a tier 1 pick at this point.
Yep, and he's gonna pick up Biscuit Hat.
All right. Biscuit Hat seems to have a lot of flexibility in what they're doing. Support, top, jungle, all, I guess, the strongest roles, and top lane being something that they're looking at needing here. They have 2 ADC mains and 2 support mains and a mid laner. So somebody I think is going to end up on an off role, and it's going to be interesting. But I like that. That team looks like it has the potential to be pretty good. A lot of carry potential out of OP, Sivan, and Euromoose. But again, it's just going to be dependent on what roles they go. So it's interesting, and I'm
trying to add in the rules here as we think, and I think for as far as that team goes, I think they'll just have a little bit of flexibility. I think Justin can kind of mess around and play other roles if he needs to. He has enough knowledge of the game to kind of do what he needs to do. But yeah, so we'll see how they end up going with that.
Labyrinth needing a tier 1. There's only one tier 1 player available at this point in time, and that is not the missile. It's the torpedo. Will Brooks.
There's there too. Oh my gosh.
The missiles and the torpedoes are gonna combine, and they're going to nuke us all.
That's what the missiles were behind you, dude.
Oh jeez.
So let's analyze this team then. So we'll finish the draft here, and then we'll go back and analyze each team.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah, I like that.
So
actually, the draft is pretty much finished at this point. Guy Fieri
so it's
is.
Gonna be Pump Monkey.
Yep.
And then Optic Gator Salad. All right. So these are your teams here, for the draft. The 2 divisions. So it's. Let's see. I had it up in front of me a second ago. So, Jirachi, Guy Fieri, Labyrinth, and Tia Boy are in the red division, and then Hillary Clinton, Gert, Juice Your Mommy, and It's a Bison are in the black division.
Wait, so did we do it in order of?
It just
Wow.
It really worked that way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's a sign. It's a good idea.
Serendipity, baby.
So, so that's what it's going to be over the span of March. The playoffs will be the first week of April, and then we'll have a month off, and then we'll start our official split into May. We'll probably have the top 2 teams from each meet in like a bracket, and then winner take all. Cool.
Yeah, this was fun.
Couple reminders. We are going off of game score now. So just remember that's the difference now. So it's not, if you 2-0 somebody, it's not going to be a 3 points. It's just going to be 2. It's going to be per game.
Yep.
We have a lot of changes in the rules. Make sure you go check out the rules.
Yeah. So just letting you all know, our first matchups are on the screen right now. We have Rich versus Justin's team. That's Tizia Boy versus Jirachi. Then you have Guy Fieri versus Labyrinth. And then Sean versus John. That's It's a Bison versus Juice Me Mommy. And then Hillary Clinton versus Gert. That's your matchups for week number 1. I don't know when those are going to get scheduled. But if you subscribe or follow our channel, we are going to have those coming up, and you can get schedule updates. Piper, you're 1v1. Piper, you're not even playing.
Lol. Anyway,
He wouldn't have been drafted anyway.
Yep.
make sure you guys follow the stream. We really appreciate it. It gives
Like,
us a
comment,
lot.
Subscribe.
Yep. The huge Facebook page and stuff like that. The matches will take place on Wednesday through Sunday only. So Monday and Tuesday won't be anything. Maybe we'll like reserve those dates for brother games or something.
Brothers
But
Day,
yeah,
stat
so
stuff.
Wednesday to Sunday, and it would be around 9 p.m. till midnight Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
Cool.
And
Oh wait, do we want to go through and analyze the teams?
ooh, let's do that. Oops. These are
What?
We were gonna go through and analyze each team.
Sounds great.
All right, so looking at the teams, we have Jirachi has got Violet Sociocat, Bad Instincts, Volt Instincts Goku, and Opticator Salad.
So I think this team, Rich, they did a really, really good job with their draft, knowing that, seeing of how it went, and I think the draft kind of just like laid itself out to where they got someone as good as Optic is the last pick, air quotes, and then prioritizing tier 1 and tier 2 that way, to where it's gonna probably it's a very, very strong team. Got a good top laner. Bot lane's gonna be super aggressive. Both of those laners like to press forward in their lane, and then you got Nolan in the jungle. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting team, and as you said, that has a lot of potential. Certainly the shot calling out of a Violet Sociocat definitely going to be something to watch. The next team, Guy Fieri, we might as well just call this team Flex, really.
Yeah, flex on. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody here is very flexible. Super Hoagie can do a lot of different roles. Pump Monkey is, I think, the only player on the team that that has only 2 roles, really, and that's a mid or support. So he's probably going to compose the team around Pump Monkey or Pimp Monkey. I like Pump Monkey.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
Pimp.
better.
It's in the interview for all those casting, it's going to be Pimp Monkey.
Nope, Pump Monkey
that-
it is.
Okay. Fuck. I think the best way to make this team happen, though, is you can put Ducky Milky Way wherever Hoagie isn't gonna be. Like, you can put maybe Pimp Monkey at support with General Dill ADC, or you can make it. It just depends on where Eric wants to go. I think Eric has to go top lane here, in my opinion. I think it's what he wanted to do.
I think this is the return of Guy Fieri to the top lane. You're probably looking at General Dill in the jungle, Pimp Monkey at mid lane, Duck Milky Way and Super Hoagie as that bot lane duo.
Yeah.
I think
No,
that's
like you said,
probably what we're looking at.
that's probably what you're looking at, but there is still a lot of flexibility, because if you want outside of front lash, not saying that the rest of the top laners aren't very strong, but if you want an aggressive top lane to work off of, something that Eric's done recently in the past split with War, he could be the jungle to General Dill's top lane, and then you could have a Pit Monkey with Ducky, Super Hoagie, bot lane. It'd be just extremely interesting to see how it goes. Or if you're really wanting a super strong bot lane to match something like the previous teams, you could go General Dill with Ducky Milky Way. So
Ooh,
it'd
that
be
would
really
be a
interesting to see how that'll work.
dirty lane.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving over to Labyrinth 1898. I think we got a very interesting team here. We might as well call this the Nuketown Special.
Yeah, Nuketown.
So what do we
I like
think
that
these
name.
roles were? So Eric jungle?
No,
I think
Eric's
Eric top lane. I think Eric's gonna go top lane.
Dylan jungle?
Dylan
Yeah.
Jungle.
I think Dylan was the correct pick, and I just think he was probably gonna make him go jungle unless he could find another jungler in another lane. or another pick, excuse me.
Yeah, I think if Elliott was available there, you know,
Or Elliott, or someone like Bear Senor, or
Yeah.
even, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Biscuit Hat or Sadistic.
Also, to remind people that we're still doing the subscriber giveaway at the end of the stream for one more mystery skin.
subscribers.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Mods do not count, by the way. If you're a mod, you don't get automatically in.
Rip.
Second place.
Yeah. Anyways, over to Labyrinth's team, the Nuketown special. This team's pretty interesting. I think Labby ends up in the top. No, Will the Missile is the top laner. Let's start there.
Yeah. I think you gotta have.
I think
it's gonna be Will Brooks and Rob bot lane with Theatrics in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like to me. Unless Labyrinth's a support, in which case,
He could. He's been doing a lot of flex queue support lately with us, or flex lane top lane.
yeah. So
But,
if that's the case, it's Labyrinth support, Rob in the mid lane, Theatrics jungle, and Will Brooks at ADC. That's one iteration of it. Or you could go.
Yeah, I think actually, if you want to look at it this way, if you put Labby top lane, and then you can have Theatrics jungle with Rob mid, and then the Missile, and then the Torpedo bot lane.
So what are your predictions then? So I think it's gonna be Labby support.
Labby support.
Or I don't know. See, I don't know.
You could put
It's
Rob at
crazy.
support pretty easily too.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I think Rob, it just depends on what he wants his identity to be. Because if he wants a strong mid jungle synergy, I think you put Rob and Adam there, or Labby Adam.
Yeah.
So,
Once we know what one person's doing, then we know what the rest of them are doing.
yeah.
Until
I-
then,
I-
it's really hard
Yeah,
to
until
predict
then,
that.
put just question marks next to them.
Can we ban name
So-
changes?
Put question marks next to all of them then. All right.
He's right.
Because I honestly don't know.
Nuke, nuke,
Yeah,
nuke,
I
nuke,
know.
nuke. That's all. That's all we need.
All right.
The role is nuke, nuke.
Yeah, nuke.
That team is please don't push the button, Mr. Trump.
You mean like
All right.
and have missiles flying
Next.
like this? You know.
Your boy's team. So I assume it'll be your boy. I don't know. See, this is another kind of crazy one.
Yeah. Again, this one's gonna be kind of hard to tell. I think you place Biscuit Hat on his strongest role, which is support, and then I'm not really seeing a jungler, so I think that has to be Sivan in the jungle.
Yeah.
I think it might be Opie in the jungle.
It could be Biscuit Hat.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I'm adding in what I think is. Oh, this is where. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. See, they're missing a top laner. Though.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I honestly don't
Maybe Biscuit
know what you
Probably
do
Biscuit
here.
Hat top lane then. And I think OP is ADC.
Well then, Tis your boy can't be
You're-
ADC. He has to be a support. And Uramoose is ADC.
Well, I think maybe it's your boy support. Your Moose 80 carry Opie jungle.
Yeah,
I think Sivan's jungling.
but I honestly
don't-
think Sivan is gonna jungle.
All right, we'll do question marks next to all of these then. These are just.
You can put Y
question
jungle.
marks.
I mean, I've also seen Opie play pretty good in the mid lane, so honestly, that team could do just about anything really. All right, moving on to Hillary Clinton. Again, this is one where I think once we figure out what Hillary Clinton is planning to do, we know where the rest of them are going. We
Well,
don't.
I think it's
we know
safe to
Gert
say
7.
Greg is mid.
Yeah, I guess Fudgy
Greg
Ditters.
and
Also would like me to report that it's going to be him ADC, I am support, Fudgy is top, Grant
How-
Bear Senior is mid, and Kingston is jungle.
Wait, how can Fudgy be top?
That's the roster. Lock it in.
All right, moving on.
You're memeing.
I'm just kidding. You can make whatever predictions you want.
No, so I think Greg and Fudgy are probably your two locks for positions. Outside of that, it kind of gets a little bit dicey.
I don't know. I think Bear Senor ends up pretty easily at support, and then it's
I
between
think that's
Kingston
the strongest
and Hillary
2v2
Clinton.
lane that you can get in that, unless you somehow put Bear Senor like mid with Greg bot lane. But then Greg will just play like 8 like mid lane champions. You know, his supports.
Brand every game. Where's
Yeah.
Piper when you need him?
Oh God, hinting somewhere.
How dare I would never
Yeah,
mean
I'm not really
that's a
sure
lie.
what is gonna happen with that team. It's kind of interesting. Maybe Hillary Clinton will learn jungle. I don't know.
I think.
But go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I think that is a Hillary Clinton jungle. I think that's what
I
makes
think
the most
Bear
sense.
Senor and Fudgy Ditters is a really strong lane.
Yeah, I think that's probably the strongest lane, like the strongest combination of synergy-wise you could have throughout the entire thing. Now, Bear with Gurg, maybe jungle mid, and then you have Kingston be the support to Fudgy. But I'm not entirely sure how. Sorry, did I go robot?
No.
Okay. I don't know how Kingston's laning phase is, and I know that Fudgy's kind of a guy who likes to get every little small micro advantage, but isn't afraid to play, you know, a little bit reserved and kind of just let the lane come to him. So,
Yeah.
interesting to see how that goes.
All right, moving on to Gert's team. We have Menbung, This is Lugo, Jabberman Kurtz, and Juice Me Ashen.
Who is formerly known as Summoner 2805.
Yeah, I knew that.
It was just people changing names at the end. That's the reason why we lost, because we changed. No, I'm kidding. We lost because war was better. So this is my team. I don't know exactly yet. I just joined our group chat, but in my opinion, I think the best iteration of this team would have Jabberman top with me in the jungle, Lugo ADC, Juice Me Ashen mid lane with Gert support. I think that's the best iteration of this team. There are other things that could happen, like having Lugo top lane, and then with Jabberman maybe joining Gert down in the bot lane. But I think I'm probably and then Juice Me Ashen in the mid lane still. Though you can always switch Evan there and then put Gert mid lane. But I think I'm the only lock in that, but that's just my own opinion. I could go anywhere as well.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if Gert can play in the mid lane. I think there's only like 2 or 3 places I would put Gert in this team comp, and that's either support, top, or jungle. So I think once you figure out where Gert's playing, then you can figure out where Ashen's playing, and then I think that also dictates where Jabberman ends up. But I think it's pretty obvious
Yeah.
you're in the jungle.
Yeah, I think that probably leads this team to probably have the best success. I like having Evan on a team with me. Really, really good at taking instruction and adapting. Had a really nasty Zyra. Maybe he brings it in the mid lane. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, I think. Yeah. So I think that we are gonna probably call this good for tonight.
We haven't gone through the other 2 teams.
Yeah, we have.
Juice Me Mommy and Bison. Just
Look at the draft board.
We did
oh,
that.
we didn't talk about it though. I thought. Sorry.
Oh, we did during the cast. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyways, we think that Sadistic Jungle, Big Dick Jimmy top, Panic at the top head mid, Bear Jr. support, Juice Me Mommy ADC.
Wow, that's a really strong team right there.
Yes, it is. That's a crazy strong team.
And then It's a
Yeah.
Bison is going mid lane with Front Lash top, Yuri on jungle, Spooked ADC, Zorpok support.
Oh my gosh, Bison's team.
Yeah, The teams at the bottom
Honestly,
end of the draft
These
look
teams
pretty
look
decent.
amazingly good. All the teams look great. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I can say on paper, it definitely the socialism point system works really well,
Yeah, it looked great.
and it was kind of cool to see Jirachi pick Bad Instincts and Ult Instincts Goku at that time, knowing that Optic was going to land to them because of the way the system worked.
All right, so I guess we'll close things with a subscriber giveaway, and you know what? I was gonna give away 3, so I'll just give away to whoever's left in chat. We'll do 2. So anyone left in chat still, the 19 viewers of you are entered to win another mystery skin because you guys are the ones that care. You are the real people, including the 3 of us, I assume, and then the bot.
PMA being associated with socialism?
And look what you started.
I mean, everyone
Anyway.
gets 10 points.
All right, so I will go ahead and
Oh my god, red.
so I'm gonna name the subscribers here. If I name you and you are not listed, let me know. James, Sean, Will, Yermus, Sivan, Sayato, Rob. And I still need to give an Mr. Skid to Elliot. So if you are not one of those people,
Zorpox is here.
I said James.
Oh, okay, Eric is here.
Eric is not a subscriber.
Yes, he is. He has the star next
Oh,
to
he
him.
is. You're right. Yes, I got him. All right, Eric.
I got you, Eric.
He's got your back. He's got your back. And I will get ready to do a number 1 here for everybody in chat. Okay. So, Sean, choose a number 1 through 8.
Frick. Whoa, what's this payment information?
Wait, are you subscribing? Should we wait for you?
No.
No.
I clicked a button and I don't know what it did.
Oh,
Those
wait a second.
6. No, 5.
5.
You said
So
6.
Is it 6 or 5?
5.
All right. It is C-Fan. So
Oh no, 6. I changed it to 6.
C-Man wins the subscriber mystery skin.
Wait, okay, just tell me what was 6. Like, who would have won it?
It would have been Austin.
God, I hate my choices.
Alright, so now we're going to do a regular giveaway.
Yeah.
So now all you need to do is talk in chat right now, and then we'll go ahead and do it. So say something in chat. Everyone say something. You'll be entered to win a skin, and then we will get it after this game.
I think everybody's distracted by
For
it.
fan favorite team. I like that. That's a good idea. Go ahead, Metro Falco. So I will update the roster sheet. It will be released soon. Do not fret.
By the way, I love Metro Falco. Just gonna throw that out there.
Good.
Man, this was so hype, and now like I feel like a part of me is like done with. It's so weird.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this giveaway now. There's only like 6 people that entered. So can I talk? Do I count? I don't think I count.
Yeah, you count. Although,
I don't. I'm gonna log into my other account.
yeah, I mean, I'll say this: it may seem kind of messed up if you win, though, being the one giving it away.
Hey, it's a community.
I understand. I know how it works. I'm just saying, if it's like rigged.
You can take it up with
The mods.
the mods. You can give it the commissioner. Commissioner will listen to all requests.
Yeah, pull the rosters back up when you get a chance after voting for your own team.
All right. There we go. Now, so we're gonna roll it. Here we go. Last chance. All right.
Chain scene.
Oh, look at that!
Metro Falco!
And love came true.
Yeah! Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna go join my team's chat. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
I
we'll see
think,
you later. I think this calls it good for tonight. Thank you for joining and listening to the cast. My name is Fling Panda. I had a whole lot of fun. I had Menbung with me and Gerg7. And we're going to say goodnight for now. Keep following our stuff. We will have the first round of games starting Wednesday. Hope you enjoy.